Right, what is going on, boys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Rulebreakers Rebels De Jong. Now, EA did release this alongside a Rulebreakers tryout objective. Now, this could have been good if it was not loan rewards. So I'm going to be honest, lads, we're not going to do a video on this today unless you really want to see one, but all it is you just get loan packs in return. An 86 plus player on a 10 match loan. You get a hero player on a loan. In my opinion, I mean, do we really want loans? In my opinion, not really. If you guys are new, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. If I leave any of your questions unanswered throughout the video as well, let me know down below and I'll get back to you. Let's get into the video. So first of all, you've got score 7 goals using Dutch players in the live FUT Friendly Rulebreakers Rebels. We'll go ahead and have a look at the Rulebreakers Rebels game mode shortly. With the 7 goals with Dutch players, self-explanatory. You've got assist 6 goals with through balls using players from Eredivisie. If you do want to through ball assist, lots of you will know what it is, but maybe you're new to the game, maybe you're not too sure. Here's an example. To perform a through ball assist, all you have to do is press triangle on the PlayStation. If you are on Xbox, then it would be Y, and all you gotta do is do the rest with the person you pass to and hope you score. And score at least 2 goals using Dutch players in 7 separate matches in the live FUT Friendly. To clarify, with this, it does not have to be with the same Dutch player. Let's say you've got, let's say Depay as an example. Let's say you think you have to score 2 goals with him. No, you can score 1 with Depay and then you can score 1 with another Dutch player, right? It does not have to be with the same player. As long as you get 2 goals in the same match by Dutch players. Then you've got win 3 matches with at least 3 Eredivisie players and at least 3 Dutch players in your starting lineup. Lads, let's go here to have a look at the Rulebreakers Rebel game mode. I'll get into the squad builder, then we'll go on with the tips. Yeah, Rulebreakers Rebels, there we are. So Rulebreakers Rebels, it is requirements. If you look below my webcam, at most 1 lone player, at least 3 clubs, and at least 3 countries or regions. As for the rules, it is just a classic match, so it'll be like any other game. It'll be like any other division rivals, FUT Champs game, 6 minutes a half. No changes, exactly the same. But let's build you guys a squad. So lads, this is a squad builder we have come up with. You're probably looking at me through the screen going, Davis, you're an absolute imbecile. There's only 4 players in this team. Exactly, that is the point. In this game mode, you only need at least 3 Dutch players and 3 Eredivisie players. Now, we have gone for our full attack being Eredivisie because you need Eredivisie goals, assists, Dutch goals, etc. So it just makes sense to go for your attackers as I'll be getting more involved. And then we also have just gone for Timber at centre back because he is Dutch and gets that Dutch requirement. For the rest of the team, you will genuinely just use the players from your club. But we have gone for Gamemode, for example. Now, I know lots of you guys wouldn't have done his player of the month card like I have, and if you guys have not done his player of the month, then that is absolutely fine. If you've not completed his player of the month card, if you've not got his inform card, you can go ahead and you can simply just pick up his gold rare card, alright? I'm just using the player of the month because I've got him in my club, so your guys' team very well could look like this. But Gamemode at left wing, we've got Brobby, is that how you pronounce it, as our striker. He has got a level 30 card as well. If you guys do take that and you're level 30 already, then that is genius. Right wing, we have gone for Madueke. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, right? Now, he is not Dutch, which is why we have gone for Timber. And as you can see, we've got 4 Eredivisie players and 3 Dutch players, which is enough for the requirements. Now, if you look at the squad requirements, you need at least 3 clubs and at least 3 nations, which you'll be able to get by filling the rest of the team out with best players in your club. Now, what you would do now is simply search for the players in your club, right? Search your best centre mids. If you want to try get as much chemistry as possible, which I do recommend, you'll want to keep it all as a similar league. I'm going to go for a midfield 3 of Valverde. I'm going to have Kessié in the middle, and I'm going to have Lamar as my right centre mid. So just like that, as you can see, I've got the La Liga boys in there. Once again, you guys will probably have a completely different club to me. I can get Rudiger in there, so you do not have to go down a La Liga route or anything like that. I'll go for DeMarcos at right back. I'm just going in for La Liga players to get the chemistry. You might have lots of really good Premier League players. For example, I don't really have a good La Liga keeper, so I'll go for Alisson here, and then at left back, I will go ahead and I'll just choose my Furlan Mendy as I usually do. 27 out of 33 chemistry. We've got the 3 Eredivisie players. We've got the 3 Dutch players. Our full attack being Eredivisie is important because lots of the objectives revolves around scoring and assisting, which you're more likely to do with your attack than anything. And once again, the spots the spots I've left in this team is basically just for you guys to fill in with the best players in your club. So that does lead me into the first tip, and that is going to be the bench. You can have any subs you want on this game, or in this game mode I should say, and this year so many people do not know, but you can make up to 5 substitutions a match. If you've still got hold of your lone Mbappe, make sure to use him. Remember, you can only use at most 1 lone player every single game, but look, I've got my 5 best players on the bench. We'll just put Trap and Milinkovic-Savic to fill in the spots, and as you can see, we can still go into the game. In fact, I'll even get a manager going so I can actually go into a game and show you guys that it does indeed work going into a game. As you can see, it does work, right? So the team does fit the requirements, all good. But basically, you want to get your best players on your bench. You can make up to 5 substitutions. I would avoid subbing off your Eredivisie players because remember, you need Dutch goals, you need Eredivisie through ball assists. So I'd keep your Dutch players in there. Maybe you could actually get some good midfielder subs, even though you're probably using some of your best midfielders anyway. So I feel like the only time you'd actually want to bring on your subs would be if you've got, say, you've got your 2 Dutch goals, you've already completed your through ball assists with your Eredivisie players, then you can go ahead and I could sub on my Mbappe at striker for Brobby, something along those lines. Now tip number 2, usually we say tip number 2 is going to be golden goal, but sadly this game mode will not work with golden goal because you need to score at least 2 goals with Dutch players in the same match. So sadly golden goal will not work in these objectives, or in this objective anyway. So instead, we're only going to have 3 tips today. And tip number 2, lads, is going to be chemistry styles. Chemistry styles, in my opinion, are so important, especially for the lower rated players, because it can make them perform a lot better in game. For example, this card right here, he is on 0 out of 3 chemistry points, which means I probably wouldn't worry about putting a chemistry style on him, because as you can see, he gets absolutely no boost whatsoever. Now, Ryan Kent, on the other hand, is on 1 out of 3 chemistry points, which I still think is not so much worth putting a chemistry style, because he only gets +1s on the board, and I think that's just a little bit of a waste. As for players that are 2 out of 3 chemistry points or more though, I do think that is where you're going to want to start getting some chemistry styles on them. For example, Ben Yedder is on 2 out of 3 and he's starting to get some +2s throughout the board. Therefore, I think all of your players that are at least 2 out of 3 chem points, it's worth getting a chemistry style on them. You can do so by going to Apply Consumable and going over to your Chemistry Style tab. There you will see all of the chemistry styles in your club. You've got attacking, midfielders, defending one as well. I would avoid using hunters though because you don't really want to use that. It's a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit excessive for objectives. Now this is a prime example of chemistry styles. Player of the month Valverde, who is on 3 out of 3 chemistry points, so the maximum points. As you can see, he's got an engine applied. With this engine attributes boost, he goes to 94 pace in game, roughly 89 or 90 passing. He gets a nice dribbling boost as well. So it just goes to show, get the chemistry styles on your players. I think all of your players that are on at least 2 chemistry points, and it will benefit them in game. As you can see, so many people in this team are on at least 2 or 3 chemistry, which means chemistry styles are going to work a treat. Brobby, who you're going to want to keep in your, keep him in your squad because he is Dutch. You want as much Dutch attackers as possible. You could 100% go to Apply Consumable, get like a hunter or something like that on him. Once again, I don't always recommend putting hunters or shadows because some people will say they're a waste because they're a couple thousand coins. If you do have a few untradeable hunters, it wouldn't hurt putting them on, but just give them that extra boost in game. Now the third and the final tip, lads, is going to be custom tactics. Custom tactics, in my opinion, is very important because not much people use them in friendly game modes. Now I'm not going to give you guys some certain custom tactics to use, but what I do really like this year is direct passing for balanced, and if you do want to edit your attacking and defensive ones as well, I do recommend fast build up for attacking and even press after possession loss if you want. Now as for in-game as well, if you really do want to change formations, you could do that for your like attacking defensive. You could start as a 4-3-3 and change in game to a 4-1-2-1-2 second variation, something like that, you know, because so much people in friendly game modes that are going to make a new team, they're going to get the requirements, and are just going to leave all their custom tactics unbalanced. They're not going to change their in-game formation, they're not going to do player instructions. So if you do that yourself, it will give you a little bit of an advantage. And what you could do is you could copy your custom tactics for your main team, something that you're used to. If you do not run custom tactics on your main team, then there's plenty of videos on YouTube. I've even got some videos of my own for custom tactics on my own YouTube. That is a created playlist in my playlist section if you do want to check that out. As I briefly mentioned, custom tactics are so crucial in this game mode because so many people do not worry about it. They make a new squad, they keep the same formation like that they're actually going into the game with, whereas you can switch the formation in game for attacking or defensive to your needs, if you will, to your playstyle. You can change your depth, whatever you want, right? And so many people do not worry about that. If you're one of the very few people that do worry about your custom tactics, your in-game formation, something you're used to, you'll be used to the team, you'll be gelling with the formation and the tactics, you'll always have that little advantage over your opponent. So that's the 3 tips for today, lads. For a recap, you've got score 7 goals using Dutch players. That is going to be Brobby, and that is going to be a Gakpo. Assist 6 goals with through balls using players from the Eredivisie. That is going to be Gakpo, Brobby, and that is going to be Madueke. Hopefully I am pronouncing that right, or Madueke. I'm not too sure how to pronounce his name. If anyone knows, please make sure to let me know. And then you've got score at least 2 goals using Dutch players, so you're in 7 separate matches. And with that, you're also going to be getting the score 7 goals using Dutch players, because obviously this is gonna equivalent to 14 Dutch goals when you're done this objective. Now this can obviously, you can score 1 with Gakpo and score 1 with Brobby. You can score 2 with Brobby, you can score 2 with Gakpo. As I mentioned earlier, there's no singular player requirement on it. You've then got win 3 matches with at least 3 Eredivisie and at least 3 Dutch players, which we have indeed got. Lads, remember, use your super subs if you are struggling. Remember, custom tactics, and remember, chemistry styles as well. If you do want to go ahead and you do want to sub on some players, oh wait, no, I mentioned that already. Sorry boys, it's very early in the morning. I was going to say, if you do want to go ahead and bring in your best players, that is what I'd recommend as well. As I said, for squad builder example I left you, there was 4 players in that squad. The rest of the positions, you just want to bring in your best players that you're used to, because once again, there's no requirement that's against that, as long as you've got at least 3 clubs and nations, which most teams do. Anyway, lads, any unanswered questions, let me know, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace out.